This is something that was kind of it's been mentioned a lot over the past few weeks, especially since the Olympics ended, because everyone was really thrilled with the way Devin Booker specifically played on Team USA. And he took the back seat, and he said this a year ago when asked if who's gonna. There's only one ball, a lot of good scorers.
Kuzma said this.
Yes, who's gonna be the guy to take the back seat? And Devin Booker said, and I quote, "I'll do it." And what did he do? He went and did it. So Devin Booker and specifically took the back seat, took the sacrifice, and he was the unsung hero by far for that Team USA and their gold medal run.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just got me thinking just about the NBA in specific. Like, can the NBA, can this rub off on the NBA from what Devin Booker did, especially with a lot of these stacked teams and trying to make sacrifices and stuff like that? But we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll start with Booker just in specific right now. What are your thoughts in him taking the back seat? And do you think there should have been another player to take the back seat? And if so, who? So we'll start with Gio on this. I'll let you cook up for a few minutes.
Yeah. To be honest, when Booker said, "I'll do it," I didn't really expect this. I didn't really expect to see him actually do it.
Yeah.
But he did it. And congrats to him. And the reason I didn't expect it, though, is mainly because of the way he played with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal on Phoenix.
Right.
He didn't want to take any backseat, it seemed, right?
Right.
And I guess that has something to do with KD coming over there and being like, "This is your team, Booker, do your thing." Maybe it's something to do with that, but I still feel like KD is the better player. So if you want to win or have the best chance to win, you should take the backseat to the better player. And so, I didn't think Devin Booker had that in his DNA because, he's been a Kobe fan his entire life. He models his game after Kobe.
Yep.
So it's like there's no way Booker's going to do it. He does it. My respect grows for Booker, and here we are.
I respect that. That is very insightful from you. Not something I expected you to say. What do you think, Antoine?
I think it's the same thing. I mean, he's not the leading scorer on Team USA. He is for the Suns behind KD.
Right.
So of course in the Suns world in NBA, he's going to want the ball in his hands. Team USA, not so much. We have LeBron, KD, Steph, and I guess count other guys that started as well. I'm forgetting names. Ant's not taking back seat. We all know that. He wants the showtime.
Yeah.
Booker is on the quieter side of the spectrum with how it comes vocalizing in basketball terms, I feel like. He's vocal, but I think Team USA, he's probably not going to be the vocal voice of a lot of people. So that's why him taking the back seat was probably the best thing for him to do to not – he did show up, of course, but in a really more mellow way for Team USA, which is what he needed to do, I feel like. I think the Suns are in a state right now where he needs to step up a little more, but – which I feel like he will, of course. But I think for Team USA, his role was not as prevalent as it is on the Suns right now currently.
Right.
I don't know if anyone else should have taken the backseat besides him. I think Tatum should have been played more, but not backseat person because he's a star.
I don't think he had any control in that. I think that's a Steve Kerr thing.
Yeah, I think Tatum.
Washed.
If Jaylen Brown was on a team, that's the perfect back.
I agree.
Backseat guy.
Yeah, it's fair, but he's not really he's not a clear-cut first option on a team. Like Devin Booker was the clear-cut first option before Kevin Durant got there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it was. And I do agree with both of you in the sense of not expecting him to take the back seat. I think he kind of learned the hard way, to be honest with you, because I think we all know elimination game Devin Booker leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Like he scored in the past 3 elimination games, he hasn't scored more than 15 points. So, or last year he actually showed up, but in 23 and 22, in the finals, it just wasn't good. So, I think this was kind of a humbling experience for him.
Literally going to say those exact words, and I think he needs it.
Oh, absolutely. I think every sort of star that's not all the way at the top needs it.
Humbling in what way?
Humbling in the sense that
on the team he's playing for right now, that is literally filled out with probably reserves besides the starting 4 and 5.
Yeah, but I would say in the NBA and in it's obviously a different play style, and obviously you're not on the level of LeBron or Steph or KD. So it's humbling in that sense, but I think it's just not as easy being the guy. And sometimes you can see that being that elite role player and just playing your role, sticking to your role is that more valuable. And I think he realized that.
So maybe it was like a shift of perspective.
Yes, a shift of perspective.
Yeah.
That shift of perspective can be humbling.
Yeah.
It could definitely change your outlook on the NBA going forward. And maybe if he's struggling in a playoff series and KD and Beal are cooking, this gives Booker the experience now to take the back seat
I love that
and not
take.
shoot them out of the game.
I love that take.
So
Yeah.
That's good.
that's kind of what I see in this. As far as who else could have taken a back seat, I really don't know. I think Booker was kind of the one destined to do so.
So it had to be one player that takes a back seat?
No, but I was just saying if
Be multiple.
I think
'Cause
another player could.
KD took a back seat coming off the bench,
He was
right?
hurt.
He
He was hurt. I couldn't.
think
Really,
but he still showed it.
he wouldn't have. He would have been starting.
He would have been starting if he was? Okay.
Absolutely. He started the championship game.
Okay.
So I think when Anthony Edwards is struggling, he does take the back seat. We saw him in both playoff series last year against the Nuggets and the Mavs. When he wasn't locked and when he didn't have it, he was just playmaking. He was just feeding guys and just kind of trying to hold his own on defense. So I think Anthony Edwards could be that type to take the back seat if necessary, like when need be. But I don't think he would voluntarily do it going into a game.
I think it's usually the players that would rather win than rather put on a show.
Right.
They tend to be the guys that'll take the back seat because they're like, I'm not playing well right now, so I still want to win, so I'll pass the ball. So I feel like that's, Devin Booker showed me a lot. He showed me he wants to win, and he showed me it's not all about himself.
Right.
So I'm proud of that. I'm happy I got to see that. Same thing with AE. I think he's that type of guy. So
Yeah.
that's good. I think he learned a lot, Devin Booker.
Absolutely.